Greetings. Now in this video, I'm going to tie a surface bluegill fly. I call it the Bluegill Cripple. Now, I was on Facebook and I saw the general pattern of this. It was tied by a guy named Tom Johnson, and he called it the skinny little hooker. But I made multiple modifications to his design to the point where it's not the same fly. So I'm just going to call it a Bluegill Cripple. Not that hard to tie. I went through several iterations to try to figure it out. I started off with some 6/0 black thread. Way too much buildup near the head. I kept crowding the eye and had some difficulty there. So I went to nano silk, which doesn't build up at all. That's from Semperfli. You should get some if you don't have any. It's great stuff. And they're not paying me to say that. But anyway, this fly, it has some fiber tail. I've tied it with red deer hair tail. They look pretty good too. A yellow body with embroidery floss. Some just black thread ribbing. I put some white CDC tilt tail on the top so I can see it. The older I get, the harder I seem to be able to see my flies on the water. But this will make it show up. It's got peacock thorax. Use deer hair for the side cripple wings. And then I pull a piece of black foam over the top. Kind of makes a bubble head on it. I think it looks really good. It ought to tear them up. It's on a size 10 hook. You could probably tie them at size 12 as well. I've tied up several. So I can't wait to try to use them if the rain will ever stop here in mid-Missouri. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to tie this Bluegill Cripple. Okay. I'm going to tie this Bluegill Cripple. It's a surface fly. I think it looks pretty good. It's a size 10 hook. I'm going to use 018 nano silk. One thing about this fly, it tends to build up at the head if you use regular thread. I've gone through several iterations on this thing. And this is finally what I came up with. Okay. For the tail, just going to use some of these MPC fibers. I've made the tail out of red deer hair. Tied a couple that way. They look pretty good. Thought I'd try something a little different on this one. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm going to have just some black ribbing on the body. Just use a piece of thick black thread. And the body's just a piece of yellow embroidery floss. You want to hold that body back about a half a hook length, because you're going to need a fair amount of room up front on this one.
body forward. And we just bring the ribbing forward. Okay. Now, so I can see it, I sometimes have trouble seeing my flies if they don't have something on them. I'm just going to put a and get it. CDC wing, tilt wing right on the top. Couple wraps behind it. Hope it stand up a little bit. Okay. Okay, now we're going to eventually have a thorax on this thing. I'm just going to take a couple of pieces of peacock. Tie them on right now. Don't pull nano thread super tight on the peacock. Just snug it. The stuff's so tough that it'll cut that peacock. Okay. Next, just going to take a piece of black foam, cut a triangle on the end of it. Tie that right on top. Okay. I'm going to take a fairly small amount of deer hair. Not a whole lot. About that much. Put that in the stacker. You want to pull it out so it's pointed to your right. You want these to be pointing forward at this point. Make them about, I'm thinking, about that long. Okay, trim that off and put a few wraps in that bunch. Help hold them. Okay. Now, you want to separate them a little. Push down on them. Kind of pull the two sides back. Then we're going to start some cross ties. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Tilt that hook back just a hair. Okay. Pull them forward a little bit. And we'll start wrapping our peacock. Okay. Now we just bring that foam forward. Pull that deer hair back a little. Tie that down good and snug. Okay. Turn that off to give us some room. We're going to whip finish. Almost there. There's that deer hair forward a little bit. Yeah, looks about right. Okay, almost done. Trim that wing a little. Okay, now, very last thing I'm going to do. Put a drop of UV right on top of where that thread is. Just another small drop right in there. Help hold this thing together. Okay. That looks like it's pretty much got it. Buggy looking fly. There you have it. Call it a bluegill cripple. It's going to float well, and I think they're going to tear it up. Thanks for watching.